The party
Guy
was lame to me.
Fieri.
Fieri.
That's the fun.
Yeah.
So they're trying to track him down. Mora's at the party.
I just want to say, you are never allowed to pick the freaking theme for anything again. Okay. Albuquerque, fire truck. We're just yelling out words now? What's going on here? Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of BS Drunk Movie Reviews. This is a weekly podcast, and we do upload the video version of this to our YouTube channel, so you can check us out there. My name is Matt, and as always, I'm being joined by my sister, Vetta.
Hi.
Hey, co-host. And on this episode, we are going to be talking about the movie Tiptoes. Vetta, before we get started, I'm going to ask the most important question first, and that is, what are you drinking?
I am drinking rum and coke.
Oh, nice.
Actually, my husband found me RC cherry RC cola. So technically, it is a rum and cherry RC cola. Oh, love it. So good.
Yeah.
Such an underrated soda.
Mine is just it's a Smirnoff Ice, but
It's blue.
It's blue. It's the red, the red, white, and red, white, and berry. I don't know. Anyways, whatever. Yeah. It's delicious.
It's the 6-pack they were selling for 4th of July.
It was 24. Okay. It was in the box. Okay. All right. So, all right, let's chit chat about this movie Tiptoes. But before I do anything, let me just fill you on the synopsis of this movie so we can get into.
I had never even heard of this movie.
Oh, Betta. Listen, I just want to say I watched this movie years ago and I thought it was good. Watched it a second time. I have thoughts. Okay. So Carol falls in love with Steven without knowing much about him. When Carol finds herself pregnant, it forces Steven to expose a secret. Steven happens to be the only average-sized person in a family of dwarves, including his twin brother, Rolfe. Which I just want to say right there, I automatically have problems with that because his twin brother, Rolfe, looks nothing like him.
No, but haven't you seen that Little People Big World show?
I don't want to hear that about that fucking Little People Big World show. Why does everybody bring that up every time?
Twins.
They're twins, my ass.
And they don't look alike because one's a little person and one's average size. They barely look like siblings.
Right on. Okay. I want to say something also. This movie is very fucking long. Like, I was like,
way too long.
Towards the end, I was like, oh my God, can we wrap this fucker up? Yeah. Okay. Hey, what did you think about the movie overall? Like, good, bad?
The idea of it, like the whole secret and marrying someone with a secret and not knowing, I liked that premises, but then it just spiraled from there, that in not a good way. So,
oh yeah, definitely.
Like it had a chance. It had a chance.
Okay.
And it had moments that I was like,
yeah. Okay, so my whole thing about this movie, I did say I liked this movie when I first saw it, but I saw it when I was way young. I think I was like a freshman in high school, so I was like, what, 14? Yeah. I do not like it now. I'll tell you that right now.
And there are characters that there's no purpose. Their character has no meaning.
Oh my
God.
They
bring nothing to the story.
Exactly. Like
they make little people look bad.
They do. They make little people look so bad. What was the name of the little person that was the blonde? And everybody just thought she was just like
Shelly?
Sure, Shelly. All I know is
Shelly, something like that.
Well, Sherry was not as, she was like the hot dwarf that the guys were beating the door to get in. I was just like,
whether they were average or a little person.
Yeah, which the whole time I'm all like, she's not that hot, even for like a little person. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. If I was single, I'd put it in her. But which I just want to say real quick, a side story. I kind of dated a little person one time. But if she wasn't like a little, like she didn't have like the, the weird stubby hands, like the T-Rex arms or whatever. She was like really short. She was like 4.
Anyone below 4'10" is considered,
oh yeah, she was definitely
a little person, but you are not considered
Uh,
medically a little person
yeah.
unless a dwarf, unless you have some sort of
Yeah, she
dwarfism.
wasn't. Yeah, she wasn't
Yeah.
that. Because,
Yeah, because I'm a half an inch away from being 4'10". So my
oh,
kids are all
yeah.
the time like, you could have gotten medical disability. I'm like, no, I couldn't because I have no medical reason for it other than my parents are two runts that married each are two
Right
the,
on.
the smallest ones of the litter, and they made a even smaller one. So
Right on. Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, and plus a lot of there was a lot of bad acting in this movie. There was like so much bad acting. Okay.
Well, there were a couple of the little people that I recognize, like Game of Thrones little persons
Peter
in
Dinklage.
it.
I thought as
Yeah.
Maurice. Hold on, I wrote down some shit about Maurice. Let's talk
Yeah.
about
A
Maurice since
character that had no purpose being in this movie. He brought
yeah,
nothing to it.
he brought nothing to it. I didn't like his character at all. First off,
Mm-mm.
he was French, which I automatically hate you. You're a fucking asshole. And second off, he's like I am a Marxist, and I'm all like you're a Marxist. Okay, never mind. I really don't like you now.
Right. Like, why do
And
you think that's something to brag about, buddy?
yeah, and his whole purpose was just be like a cantankerous little fucker and like get into fights with everybody on the fucking screen. Like he was angry about everything. He'd be like,
Every
"Did you just say my toothbrush was bristly?" And you're all like, yeah, because there's bristles on a toothbrush. You asshole, you want to fight?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about? You
And then
fucking
his girlfriend,
yeah,
Patricia
I'm
Arquette.
not a whore or I'm not a
I'm like,
prostitute." And you're all like,
well, yeah, she's not a prostitute because she does it for free.
"She does it for free." Exactly, exactly. You know what they say about
Again, her
the
character,
milk?
no purpose at all except to
No.
shit all over little
Oh
people.
my God. The best was when you just a shit. Pause. You want to finish that? Yeah, I was just like the whole time. I'm just like, ugh, this character, these characters, these two are so obnoxious and useless. Okay. I want to talk just real quick about each character if you're cool with that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so can we talk about Matthew McConaughey's Steven? Okay.
Steve. Uh-huh.
Yeah, he is a
Kind of a
dick.
douche.
He's a dickhole. Let me just tell you right now. First off, I didn't understand his job. He's a firefighter consultant. Is that a thing?
I don't know.
Are you just a firefighter that trains other firefighters? Like, what are you consulting? Either you're a firefighter or you're not. I feel like you ever heard stolen valor? I feel like he's a stolen valor for firefighters. He's just like
Yeah, I kind of go, if he's not out there fighting the fires, how good is he at really training these guys?
exactly. You don't see me training doctors,
And well,
okay?
and we see him in one scene and he's a fucking bully.
Yeah, he's such a dick. He's like, what did he? That guy's like, you could lose some pounds or something like that. I'm like,
Yeah, he's
hey,
going, you're never going to be able to go up some stairs and save someone and have to carry her and her kids out of a burning building and because you're so fat.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like,
It's like, why don't you calm it down? Okay. You can't carry a woman and her kids out of a burning building. So why don't you calm it down, fucker? Okay. So he is dating,
Kate Beckinsale.
thank you, Celine from
Yep.
Underworld. I kept writing Celine down in my notes. Anyways, so, so he's dating Celine, right? And she
And
is
she's an artist.
a terrible one. I wrote down she is not
It
a good
pays the
painter.
bills.
It pays the bills. Not on that sweet like apartment they got. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I want to know how much a fire consultant gets paid
and
because
a
that
shitty painter.
apartment,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
it
that
was
had her big ass studio and their really nice
and
house.
a big fucking garage door
Yeah,
as their front door. I was
right.
like, oh, get it the fuck out of here. Okay. So Steven, he is an average sized person in a little person family, right? And I just want to say he does not tell Selena that his parents and his whole family are little people. And I'm like, that's a really shitty thing to do to your
And
pregnant girlfriend or whatever.
fiance.
Fiance, yeah, his fiance.
So they're getting married and she's never even met his parents, siblings, nothing. Did you introduce your wife to the family before
Oh
you
yeah, I
proposed?
think
Yeah.
we had been dating
Yeah.
for
A
like a
while.
month, maybe a month. No, it was like a
No,
month,
I
and
meant
then
before you got engaged.
oh
You
yeah, yeah.
dated
We had
for a
been
while.
dating for like a month, and she met both our brothers and their significant others on our very first meeting. So
Yeah.
she practically met the whole family. Anyways, so I'm all like, what kind of a douchebag doesn't tell a huge secret like that? Like, why wouldn't you say something like that?
And it's not anything you should be ashamed of. It's
Right?
just,
Yeah, yeah,
hey,
yeah,
for
yeah.
your information, if we're going to proceed in this relationship, here's information. You should know.
Yeah, for sure. And they in that beginning they go to that shitty banquet. What was that? That little person banquet.
The
I was like,
little person's legal league.
well, they could have spent some extra dollars on on some stuff because I
Well,
love how
I have seen like documentaries and on shows, the little people conventions, they're way nicer than is made out in this
for
movie.
sure, for sure. Well, in this one, yeah,
And
they should have.
they're well more attended.
Yeah, and
Or
I
their
love how
attendance is better. I don't
yeah,
know if
whatever.
well
Yeah,
more
we
was
all
the
know
right.
what you meant. But I love how Ralph and Maurice shows up. He's like, "Is there any food left?" And I'm all like, it's a banquet. They're pretty sure they had some." And then they kick him out, and I'm all like, "He's a little, let him in and everything. He's
Because
probably
once
good."
they're done serving it, they're done. They're
That's
ready to go
ridiculous.
home.
Ridiculous. Okay, so then I love. Okay, so Steven, so she gets pregnant, and she has the baby, right? And the whole time he's just like, he's worried or whatnot. But then he like is depressed about the fact that the kid is a little person.
Yes, because
And
they went to a specialist who is also a little person,
yes.
and the baby is born. They never say what form of dwarfism. They just talk about medications and um, care and stuff. So
Yeah. So and then by the end of the movie, he leaves Selena. Like he just leaves her and the baby with Ralph. And I want to talk about that in a little bit when we talk about Ralph and everything and Selena. But hold on one second, Betta.
sure, I got nowhere to go.
Okay, so then Ralph, right? He's with Maurice and they're traveling across the country on their motor trikes, which those things were like crazy
Maurice built them.
well, they were fucking crazy. Anyways, and so he's like, first off, do you think it was insulting that they hired Gary Oldman to play this in the trailer said in a role of a lifetime? And I'm all like, you mean embarrassment of a lifetime? He should be embarrassed of this role. Did you think that was insulting? Because I'm like, listen, Peter Dinklage would have been better in this role, especially now that he's all famous and shit.
I didn't care. He's
No.
on the screen for such a. I didn't care.
Were you going to say for such a little time? Prejudice much, asshole. Anyway, so okay, so Celine.
I
Okay,
can't
so
be prejudiced against people that are my size.
so she goes to the whole family trying to figure out what's going on. 'Cause she's like, I don't know if I want to have this baby. And I'm like, honey, if you're asking, you've already made up your mind. You're keeping
Yeah.
the baby. I'm
Yeah.
like, stop it. So then she has her parents come over to meet
Oh, I love
Stephen's
this.
family.
The mom.
Okay, I want to say Selena, if that's her name, I can't remember what her name is.
I can't either.
She's an asshole, just like Steven was, because she did the exact same thing to her parents.
Yeah.
Why
And
don't,
the
by the
whole
way,
time it gives the illusion that the parents are, or the mom is super like freaked out by this. And then we find out why they're freaked out. And I'm like, oh, well, you didn't need to make them look like such assholes.
yeah, yeah, because she walks in and she gives it that face like, look at that and everything. And you're just like, why wouldn't you tell your mother? Like, and why would she make that face? If you went into that situation, you would smile
Right.
and pretend everything was fine. But on the inside, you'd be like,
But
and
she's right.
everything.
But you're right. She did the exact same thing Steven did to her. And when her mom said, why didn't you prepare us for this? And she goes, I didn't think it was important. And I'm like, but you thought it was important when Steven didn't prepare you
Right.
for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, you fucking asshole. I want to talk real quick. Selena's hair throughout this entire movie, except for the very end, was fucking terrible. Like
Terrible.
she had the Mickey
It's
Mouse ears up in her hair. Like I was like, ew. I was like, honey.
I think this was a low budget film and she was doing her own hair.
Just keep your hair down. It's fine. You have light, nice hair. Come on. I was just like, man, this movie should have ruined all your careers. Anyways,
Nobody saw it, so
so then we get Ralph, right? Now, Ralph, I don't know about you, but I just felt like Ralph was angry also. Like, I just felt like there was so much anger going on in this movie. Like, everybody was angry except for like the wife and everything of the dad, Steven's mom. I felt like maybe she wasn't angry. Like, even Tiffany, the sister,
yeah.
the tallest sister, which I know isn't much. Even she was pissed off about everything. She's like, fucking whore and everything. I'm all like, yo, Tiffany, calm the fuck down. Why are you angry? Like, she just showed up and everything. But there was there was I felt like Ralph was like a lot angry and everything, especially when she showed up to the one little what was her name?
Sherry,
Sherry.
Shelley.
Yeah, he so
Yeah.
shows up to Sherry's apartment. And Sherry, she's just so fucking hot that even regular size dudes want to put it in her because she's got what was that guy's name that she was living with like
Oh,
um
Aiden,
yeah.
Albin.
Yeah, we'll just call him Alvin. He's like super fucking angry as soon as he sees Ralph and he's like, "Who is this?" He's like, "You told me secrets in the dark." I'm like, "Listen, dude. Stop acting like you guys were like something, all right? You put it in her." I'm like, "It's fine." And I love how he's like, "Give me money." And she's like, "I got to pay the phone bill and everything." And then she's like, "Give me some cash and everything." And she's like, I'm like, what? What's going on here? Tell him no. The phone needs to get paid. Like, stop it.
Love how he says he'll pay her back in her vagina.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I will give you the hot beef injection. That's how I'm gonna pay you back. I'll pay you back in orgasms, honey.
I'm like, that's not how that works. The
Yeah,
phone
that is not.
company isn't
Yeah, yeah.
accepting that.
I trust me. I've tried. They do not accept that at all. So I thought that okay. So after Steven leaves, Selena goes to live with Ralph in his cabin with Maurice and Patricia Arquette. I don't remember her name either.
Lucy.
Yep, Lucy Liu. And then so then Lucy Liu and Maurice they get into a argument again
Yes.
because like can I talk real quick? Well, can
Yeah.
we backpedal? I love when they did go into that hotel room and he's like we don't allow prostitutes in here. And she's like, prostitute. And I'm like, honey, I'm like, come on. Come on.
Your
You see,
luggage is a hat box.
exactly. I think we all know you sold it a couple of times. Come on. You and your magic stones and shit. Come on. It's just be honest with yourself. Okay, so they're living at the cabin. So they get into another fight because Maurice is having like a migraine or some shit like that. And she ends up leaving. She's like,
Oh
I'm
no,
out of
they're
here.
arguing on who's gonna leave first.
Yeah. She's like, I'm fucking out of here and everything. So she leaves, right? And then Maurice leaves. And I was like, oh, good riddance. You guys are just like toxic all the way around. You guys aren't
And
even good
they weren't
friends.
even funny. Like
Yeah, they were.
sometimes they have the characters that give nothing to the plot line, but at least they're funny. These people were just miserable every showed them.
Yeah. And that's another thing. I thought this movie was going to be funny when I rewatched it because I was like, I remember this being a comedy. It's not a comedy at
It's
all.
not.
There's like the funny parts. I don't even know where those are at because I'm like, I'm not even like the part where other characters laugh and they're like, ah, I'm like, ah, what's funny? I'm confused. And I'm just like, this was so bad. It's just a bad movie all around. Okay. So then Selena goes to live with Ralph, right? With her baby. And um, first off, Ralph, don't take a child out of a mother's room without her knowing. That's a no-no. I just want to say that right now. But Selena was way more nice about it than I would have been, even though I'm
Oh,
not a
I would
mother.
have lost my
Yeah, yeah,
shit.
exactly. And then Steven shows up, right? And you think Steven's come back to be all like, "Hey, I did wrong. I should have accepted my baby, taken you in. I punched that hospital door. That was a bad no. That was a no-no. Had to pay for that. But I want you to come home and we'll build a
Yeah.
life together." And he doesn't do that. He doesn't
No.
do that at all. He just leaves them.
Yeah,
And
he pretty much is just like, how's the kid? How are you? So you're shacked up with my brother now? Are you doing my brother? What's going on here?
yeah,
And then he's like, all right, brother, be good to my kid. All right,
yeah.
guys. It's good
Yeah,
seeing you.
listen here, brother. Don't be fucking my ex-wife and everything. And it's like, and then they end up kissing at the very end, Ralph and
Yeah.
Selena. And I'm all like, is she really in love with Ralph, or did he like break her down and she's like, well, this is all I got. I'm a single mom with a baby. I need a man around to help me raise this kid. I might as well
I
hook
don't
up.
know because they didn't spend any time
They
showing
didn't.
us anything
It
relevant.
oh my god, right, it ended so weirdly, and the whole time at the cabin, I felt like that part was just so not needed at all. Like
No.
I was just like, this is so not, a lot of this movie is not needed.
And why did she go to Ralph and not to her parents? Because
Oh,
she had to drive hours
that's
away
great.
to Big Bear or something.
Yeah.
Why didn't she just go to her parents' house? You know, why did she drive all the way up there? I don't know.
Yeah,
It
this
was just
movie,
weird.
yeah, it's like you try to be like, it's like they try to be like funny at times, but at the same time, it was just like endless cringe upon endless cringe. And you're just
Yeah,
like, oh, can this just end, please? Because I'm embarrassed for these actors for being in this movie and everything. I'm like,
yeah,
this is just
because
bad.
they could have done really great.
Yeah, and it's like and even the like it's like when you okay, so when you had um Patricia Arquette and Peter Dinklage on the scene, like you said, they were probably meant to be funny, but they weren't. They weren't funny. They
Mm-mm.
were more annoying than anything. You're
Yeah.
just like, I wish that you guys were not in this movie because I actually like you, but right now you're kind of
Well,
annoying.
and don't you think it would have been better if like she never left Steven's house, but like Ralph kept coming around to like help her with the baby and everything. And they fell in love that way and then had to tell the brother. And then the brother was more, and Steven was almost more relief because he did not want to be the parent of a little person.
Right?
That
Yeah.
is what it came down to. He never had any intentions on having biological children because he watched his twin brother go through so much pain his whole life. He didn't want to do that because he was always like, well, I thought we talked about adoption, type of thing. So
Right.
why didn't they take it down that road of
I just want to
they
know
came
how.
into a natural love story and then they had to break it to the brother that you know
Right. Yeah. I just want to know how weird it's going to be at family reunions because Steve's going
I
to
went
show up.
I went to
And
college with a girl that dated a brother in high school and then started dating his brother during college and married his brother. That would be like if Marlon had dated your wife and then be like, does she squeal when you do this? Because she did for
oh,
me. Like,
yeah.
ew.
Yeah, I'd be like, no, no, she does other things though.
Oh, you must be doing it wrong. Let me give you a
Mm,
few tips. You shouldn't be able to
mm.
have that conversation with
Yeah,
a
it's
sibling.
weird. It's weird.
It's
Yeah,
gross.
this whole like I'm just yeah, I'm just I don't know, man. And go back to the little that everybody was like wanting to fuck and everything. Even that black dude from like Reading Rainbow or wherever he was from wanted was smashing her at the party,
And
and
he
I'm
was
all
supposed
like,
to be a celebrity and everything. And
yeah.
yeah,
Which the whole time I'm all like, what is he supposed to do here? Like I'm so confused by this whole situation.
he was the MC at the banquet.
I mean, I guess so. It was
And
just
this is
really
like the
bad.
after party,
Yeah,
even though it was like 2 days later.
yeah, this movie was like a road accident, and you're like, oh, I'll take a glimpse, and you're like, yeah, it's really bad, and then you're just like, all right, we're gonna move along. All
And
right.
I'm one of those people that never stops a movie like that because there's a part of me that's like, oh, they're going to turn this around.
Oh my God, right, right. Even my wife was just like at the end, she's like, well, that was a weird ending, and I was like, well, what did you think about it? And she's just like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how to feel about it. And I'm like, yeah, because it's a fucking weird ass movie. I'm like, it goes like it started off fine and then it just went into weirdos land. And
Like
you're just
I
like,
said, it had a good premise with the whole
yeah,
secret and everything, but then it just took a hard left turn and you didn't know where
yeah,
it was going and it
yeah,
never straightened back out.
yeah. I just didn't like this movie.
No.
Okay. Well, I told you I didn't like it. Did you like it?
No, and I was super wanted to like it because I was super excited about it because of the whole
Right.
premise and everything.
Yeah. And then okay, did you want to say anything else before we wrap this up?
No.
All right. Would you recommend this movie?
Mm-mm.
I would not recommend this movie
No.
either. I'd be like, listen, go read a synopsis and
You can
that
see any of these actors and actresses, even the little people, in way better movies
yeah, exactly. It was just like,
or TV shows.
yeah, I was like, if you guys wanted to make a movie about little people to put give little people jobs, you could have done anything better than this. So, All right. Well, then we're going to wrap it up there, you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at BS Drunk Pod to stay updated on all our shenanigans. Now, if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or anywhere where you get your podcast needs, please give us a 5-star review. We would really appreciate it and it helps us out immensely. We'll also post the video version of this to our YouTube channel. So be sure to check us out there and subscribe, like all that good shit. And that's at YouTube at BS Drunk Movie Reviews. Also, we do have a Patreon, you guys, with plenty of different levels to suit any of your interests. And we do movie reviews there, but the fun thing about that is we do series like franchises and stuff. So we do like we've done Scream and Jurassic Park, and the latest one we did was Ghostbusters. And so the link for that will be in the description down below. And most importantly, you guys, please don't forget to drink, recap, review, and repeat. Bye, you
Bye,
guys.
guys.